So fairly recently, the one and only Vivini Mendoro, I probably mispronounced that, better known as Vivzy Pop, unveiled the next big thing for our studio, Spindle Horse. And that is a brand new pilot that has absolutely nothing to do with the studio's tried and true Helliververse. And that is an animated adaptation of a popular webcomic, Homestuck. Now, I think it's fair to say that none of us expected this announcement. I mean, I know I didn't. I was just expecting some more details on the Amazon stuff and maybe some more information on Hazbin Hotel Season 2. The last thing I expected was an entirely new show made by the Hazbin freaks. There are a few more things about this announcement that I think are quite strange, like how they just announced that Hell of a Boss was becoming an Amazon show, and in my mind that signified that Vivzy was absolutely done with the indie market and was doubling down on Amazon. But this new show seems to be an indie toon? I mean, obviously this show is going to be funded with at least some of that sweet corporate Amazon money, but besides that, it seems to be totally web-based. This can really mean only one of two things. A, Vivzy is trying to play middle ground between Amazon and indie, or B, it's another has-been situation and the pilot is the only real thing that is independent and they're just buying time until it's inevitably picked up by Amazon. Another thing I think is quite weird about this announcement is the timing. I mean, this pilot, even though it doesn't directly say it in the trailer, it's pretty likely to be coming out in September. And in that same month, Hell of a Boss is coming to Prime Video, and in the month after, Hazbin Hotel Season 2 releases. So why would you just decide to drop a random all-new pilot in the middle of all this other stuff? It's very clearly going to take a lot of attention away from Homestuck, and putting out a new pilot like this, cult following or not, is always going to be a risky move. So why would you put it out then, at the same time you're putting out some of your most highly anticipated work? As for my actual thoughts on the trailer, I thought it looked pretty decent. The animation is pretty good as always, and the characters seem expressive and lively. Now, because I've never read the original Homestuck comic, or have even heard of it up until this point, I checked the Wikipedia description for some answers, and after reading it, I can say that it sounds pretty decent. For whatever reason, it gave me severe Tails Gets Trolled vibes, and trust me, I mean that in the best possible way. The only thing that really bothered me was the mention of a non-linear and exceedingly complex storyline, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way, seeing how weird storylines are a staple with the things Spindle Horse makes, especially Hell of a Boss. Apparently, it's also known for having one of the worst fan bases on the internet, and hey, you two might have more in common than I thought. Although upon further inspection, a lot of its bad reputation was primarily caused by a lot of bandwagoning and IRL incidents, and not by legitimate fans of the comic. I don't know, I'm not going to go into it right now because I clearly don't understand it very well. All I'm going to say is that the Homestuck fandom seems pretty decrepit, but not all of it is their fault. That's sure to please everyone. But I mean, not all of the Wikipedia page is a red flag. I mean, the author of Scott Pilgrim, Brian Lee O'Malley, cited it as a massive undertaking of deftly handled and long-term serialized storytelling. And Scott Pilgrim is one of, if not my favorite graphic novel series ever, one of my favorite movies ever, and one of the greatest video game soundtracks ever. So who knows, maybe I will end up liking it. I don't know at this point, because it isn't out yet, you dumbasses. And I'm not reading the webcomic that is longer than, oh you know, just the fucking Bible. Another thing I'd like to mention was the fact that the damn piece of merchandise they made to celebrate the announcement was a series of crossover merch between Hell of a Boss and Homestuck. All I'm gonna say about this one is that the Vivzy Pop mentality is crazy. But the main thing I've been thinking about the Homestuck pilot is the reasoning behind it all. I mean, why the hell is Spindle Horse suddenly delving into making shows handled by other people? The only other company I can really compare this to is Glitch Productions, and although they started out doing things made by their CEOs, after Murder Drones they quickly switched the focus to other shows made by, well, other creatives. So why did Miss Vivzy suddenly start indulging in making shows in collaboration with others so suddenly? After thinking about it for a whole 10 minutes, I finally came to two answers. One, Vivzy just really likes Homestuck, and this is going to be the only time where this happens. Or two, I hate to sound self-centered and biased here, because I mostly make videos about Glitch Productions stuff. But they're trying to compete with Glitch Productions. I don't know why they might be trying to compete with Glitch Productions, but it's the only thing I can think of on why they might do this, besides the first one. Who knows? Maybe you guys can have a good reason why that you can tell me in the comments. But regardless of what you think, if Homestuck underperforms, give Vivzy 5 years and we'll go back to milking the Helliververse, and the Helliververse only. Anyways, that's my mandatory Homestuck video complete. Expect absolutely no mention of it until it releases, when I'll make a review of it, so you should subscribe or something so you don't miss that. Also, join the Discord service for more of that sweet, sweet, succulent indie animation content. Donate to the Ko-Fi to be featured at the end of these videos, and I will see you all soon. Bye!